I don't think there's some cabal of white people sitting in a room trying to make sure that blacks and Mexicans and Asians and women and gays don't get a shot. I don't think that's happening at all. I think there are things that are happening way earlier than that when it comes to someone deciding whether or not they're going to spend X amount of millions of dollars on a movie. Those are the points of access that you want. At this point, it doesn't matter. I mean, I would pray that our movie gets passed up in the same way next year that NWA's got passed up straight out of Compton. I want that. That's the award I want. I want $100 million success, because that says to me that it's connected with millions of people. It's and everyone is focused on it, and that's the celebration that I want, really.
Yeah.
The moviegoer is the person that I'm more interested in than the Academy.
So where do you think the change needs to happen? At the very bottom?
Yeah, I think it's not, and I don't think we're talking about mutually exclusive things that have to happen. There's many things that need to happen, and need to happen not so someone can get an award. That's not what I'm talking about. But that need to happen so that in this business there is more parity. That's what it is for me. That's my concern. Like I said, if I'm not walking across the stage getting an award, that's not what's important to me. But that nomination period. You know, I was sitting with a studio head who will remain nameless when Hotel Rwanda was nominated. But prior to that, we were at the Screen Actor Guild Award, and he said to me, as if I couldn't hear him, kind of out to no one, he said, yeah, well, if we don't get an Academy Award nomination, I'm not going to spend any more money on this movie. I was like, what? I can hear you. He said, yeah, well, I'm not going to spend any more marketing on the film if we don't get it. It doesn't make sense. And that's the first time I went, holy shit, it is important for your film. It does matter. Up until that point, I was like, who cares? He's better, she's better, it doesn't matter. But when you realize that, no, this is potential lifeblood for a lot of people, and opportunities to parlay, and opportunities to, you know, get your next job potentially, and the amount of money that a movie's gonna make. There are some material results that happen in that process, but it's about many more things than getting a statue. That's just a microcosm, in my opinion.
I just think that's what makes it hard, though, is because that's what the industry holds up as. You have to get one of these. You have to be in this race. So it makes it hard not to care, not to worry about it. You know what I mean? To try to just focus on the work. You know, that I feel like that makes it hard sometimes.
I understand. I agree, and I understand that. But that, I think, if you're honest about that, if we're honest about that, that is still some sort of, not ego in the way that I'm saying it as a pejorative, but that's still about wanting to have some posterity, some ability to say, I've made a mark. When really,
well, it's recognition by your peers, right?
But
that's supposed to be what it is.
Yes. But who are those peers? What are those peers that are actually recognizing you? And did they even look at your movie? I mean, the way, you know how this works. I have 55 screeners at home. Unless you sit there and look at each one of them and really don't go to the fridge and really sit there and focus and watch the work and watch every one of them, how can you even make a true judgment? So maybe what we need to do is you have to go to the Academy to watch the movie. And if you haven't signed in and we don't know that you went through this experience, then you can't vote. So, you know, people aren't voting for movies a lot of times because they didn't even look at the movie.
Yeah.